Hey everybody, happy Tuesday, and I'm in my office again because I'm trying to do something different. I want it to be so you can always see the things you send me up on my wall, and so then when you send me something in my P.O. box, I can put it up, and then you can be like, wow, it was there, but the lighting in here is a little funky, so bear with me. So when it's Tuesday, I'm on Tumblr. So if you asked your questions using the hashtag KatiFAQ, I've got them here. I put them on my iPad today to make it a little easier, as well as a journal topic, which is a poem that was written, and I'm probably going to totally butcher your name, and I'm sorry, but it's Kaylin A.J. Luth, or it's Kaylina J. Luth. So thank you so much for sending me that. Now, without further ado, the first question says, hey, Katie, what are some of the requirements to get on medication for depression/anxiety? I've been diagnosed with anxiety, but they never offered medication to me as an option. I was wondering what things are taken into mind when deciding if a client should get a prescription to help. I thought this was a great question. Now, first of all, the first thing is that you must be seeing a psychiatrist or any other version of a medical doctor, an MD, not a PhD, not an MFT, not an LCSW, none of the other acronyms that I'm rambling off or that you've heard of. It must be an MD in order to prescribe you medication properly. Now, I would encourage those of you who are looking for what we deem like psychotropic medication, meaning in the mental health world, we're looking for medication for help with depression, anxiety, whatever it may be. A psychiatrist is best. Now, once they diagnose you with something, depression, anxiety, whatever it'll be, they can offer you medication. Many won't offer it if they think that going to therapy and working through some of it on your own will help, and they want to see if that will help. Now, if you are out there and you're struggling, you're like, I just need anything to like bring down the depression or the anxiety for just a minute, then I would let them know. There's nothing wrong with saying, I know that medication is an option. It's something that I'd really like to consider. Can you tell me what my options are, what you would recommend? And then just get into a dialogue. Always ask about side effects. Always ask about how long they expect you to be on it, or how long it takes for you to know if it's working, because sometimes with antidepressants it can take weeks and weeks and weeks. We want to know so that you don't call back in like 3 days and you're like, I don't feel any different even though I'm taking this. So that's what I would do. I would speak up. It's your treatment. It's your recovery. It's your time with your doctor. And the more questions we ask and the more we speak up for ourselves, the quicker our needs will get met. Okay? Question number 2. Hey, Katie, can sexual abuse influence your sexuality? If so, does the abuse have to occur during childhood, or could it occur in adulthood, and still influence one's sexuality? Okay, I thought this was a good question because I'd never even thought about it that way, to be truthful. And I have many clients, and when I started thinking about it, I have many clients and many followers who have spoken up to me about having been sexually abused as children and finding that it was hard for them to even be in relationships, not to mention sexual relationships, with the same sex that they were abused by. Now, that being said, does this mean that someone is now homosexual, or now they're bisexual, or now they're transgender? Does it mean that any of those things are happening because of the sexual abuse? Not necessarily. Everyone's path to their own sexuality is different. Some people, like I said, find it so unappealing and almost re-traumatizing to be, let's say they're a female and they were molested by a male, to find themselves even interacting with males for a long period of time in a romantic manner. Others, have no interest in the same sex and seek out relationships with men and work through the Courage to Heal workbook. They go to therapy so that they can have, loving sex in their relationship. And so everyone is different. Do I think abuse can affect our sexuality? I think it can definitely affect what sexuality means to us, what we believe it to feel to us, and it can really affect our relationships. So overall, yes, but do I believe that abuse can make someone a homosexual or make someone, bisexual or transgendered or, heterosexual? No. I think it can make it difficult for us to engage in sexual acts with people we actually care about, but I don't believe that would be the only reason. Okay? And I know that's a really touchy subject. If you disagree, if you have your own experience, as always, share it below, because everyone's experience is different. Everyone's path to their own sexuality is different, and it's important that we talk about it. I've I actually just got some new books, and I meant to have them with me, but they're in the kitchen, that came in the mail about the LGBTQ community, and I'd like to put a workbook together, so I'm working on that slowly but surely, so stay tuned for that. Okay, question number 3. Hey, Katie, what is being sectioned? What is being sectioned? Is it something to do with eating disorders? What is it? Now, being sectioned is just another term, and everybody is different, but being sectioned technically means that you are held against your will at a hospital, and it's under the Mental Health Act. Now, everybody's state has different things. They call it like a Mental Health Act. I call it a 5150 when I put you on a 72-hour hold. But there's different terminology for pretty much the same outcome, meaning that you're held against your will for X number of days or hours in a hospital, and that's really what being sectioned, being 5150'd, any of that is. You can't extend them past 72 hours. Some states, I'm sure, have different rules and regulations, but I'm just not privy to them. The ones that I know the best are California, but that's what being sectioned means. And it can be really traumatizing for those who are put in to the hospital, for their family members. So the more we talk about it and the more support we get from the staff that we encounter in the hospital, the better. Just know that the reason that we do it as professionals is to keep our clients safe from themselves, or keep people safe from them if they're, threatening to harm others. It's really just a safety measure that we put in place through the legislation to make sure that, we're all kept safe. Okay? Now, journal topic. And I don't know if I'm reading this properly because, poems, it's nice to have the breaks and have it broken down appropriately to make sure I have the right pauses and the right timing, but I'm going to do my best. So thanks again. I think it's Kaylin A.J. Luth or Kaylina J. Luth. It's a name on Tumblr, so that's the best I can do. It says, I never really thought about how much it meant to live. Thought about taking the exit. The easy way isn't supposed to be the best. Never really thought about how much I had to give. Friends? Who the hell needs them? Pictures never change, but people always fade. Teachers always told me to stand up for who I am. I was taught different. In school, it was always think before you speak. No, forget that shit. I stand up for what I believe in. Don't back down, Daddy always said. Mom taught me what was right. Always walk away when there's a fight. I lay there letting them abuse me. They always seem to amuse me. With every hit I take my breath comes more shallow, laying there half dead, thinking should I stay? Close my eyes and keep silent. Their words will drown if you let them. I'm friends with my demons, the angels lost. Don't let your soul die. Don't let things get bad. You have control. You can win this fight. Now, the reason that I really wanted to share this is most of all because not all of us express ourselves in one fashion. It can be through poems, it can be through journals, it can be through drawings, it can be through pictures, it can be through dance, it can be through music that we create. It can be anything that works for us. I like to color. I've told many of you that I enjoy coloring. And I would encourage each of you to replay it, listen to this poem, see if it speaks to you. You can write about the struggles you've been through, but how you continue to fight, the things you listen to, the things you don't. But overall, I'd like you all, and I challenge each of you, to try a new form of journaling this week. See what speaks to you. See what helps you speak your soul clearest. Find out if maybe the one that you're doing isn't the best. Maybe we should try another art form and another way to express. Because once we find that, once we get into that niche where we can really speak our mind, that's when the healing begins. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Wednesday, and I'll be on the website and on YouTube. So ask your questions below this video or on my website under Katie's videos, FAQ suggestions. See you then. Bye.